Yeah, I know Gooms. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually the VOD is me versus him, so
Mhm.
you can rip apart my habits really easily. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, it's nice to hear you doing locals though. Like I've TO'd a fair bit myself, and I know like how hard it is. So
Yeah,
it's definitely like
yeah.
not appreciated as much as it could be.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sure they definitely like appreciate it and everything too. So
that's
it
good.
does feel nice.
That's good to hear. All right, cool. Let's have a look then. Can you see the screen? Okay, by the way.
I can.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just watch a bit first because I haven't watched you play in a while. So.
Okay.
This is like pretty clean air scratch going on right now from these. There's some chance spike going on. Oh, nice shot on that double mount. Unfortunate. Couldn't skip it under the pressure. Nice pull up in here. Nice now.
Hmm. Okay. I'm actually surprised. How come you started Yoshi's?
We struck there.
You tried that? Okay.
I've been, I don't know. I've just been practicing on Yoshi's a ton lately too, and it was either that or Dreamland. And like, I know Dreamland's technically better, but like, I haven't been practicing on it as
Hmm.
near as much as like Yoshi's. Like, stomping through platforms and stuff like that, and like tech chases off of platforms a ton. I'm like just super comfortable on Yoshi's over,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and
Yeah.
like yeah, I guess that's my excuse. But I kind of after I was like maybe I should have gone Dreamland for sure.
Yeah. I just feel like this stage is really hard as Falcon, cause like versus Fox,
Hmm.
just because um it's so small that Fox sort of just like smothers you really easily. Like I feel like a lot of
Hmm.
the time you have to fight Fox by like outranging him, right? And you don't
Okay,
really have the space to do that on this stage. So a lot of the time he can just sort
gotcha.
of like beat you to the punch before you can sort of get your moves out. Um,
Hmm.
and so I think a lot of the sort of interactions you're like winning or losing are really um like scrappy situation based, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I know one of the first things we talked about was doing those like Lord Stomps and like backflip back air stuff, right? And I
Hmm.
feel like a stage like this, you don't really get as much space to like set that
Yeah,
up.
and
You know?
I'm a fairly defensive player, I'd say, for the most
Yeah.
part. So yeah.
Mm. So I think at least for this game, I think it's mainly going to come down again to like some more of these like close range, like
Hmm.
micro situations. Um, so like for example, I think this was quite a big drop where you ended up shielding after the drill instead of like dashing away because you got like quite a
Okay.
good like how you got hit by it. Um, Sorry, just because it's Twitch fun, it's like kind of awkward to pause
No,
in the writing.
it's bothering me so bad. I messaged the dude. I was like, "Hey, please don't mess with my OBS settings that I have set up."
Yeah,
It was like, I was
tell it.
because it was fine before, and then he messed it up completely, and he was trying to like. I was hoping my VOD wasn't completely ruined because he was messing with it for so long. Um,
Yeah, no, I
I'm
get
gonna
you.
open up my notepad real fast.
Yeah, just let me know when you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the first thing here is just that so if you notice in this one, you jumped and probably tried to nair by the looks of it, and he full hop drilled, right? So when Fox's drill hits you in the air, I don't know if you're aware, but it sort of hits you into the ground, and then you're actually actionable like as soon as you touch the ground.
Oh, so like
you aware of
air,
that,
like
or?
if I get hit from the air,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's the same with like when
I was not-
Falco down airs you out of the air as well, before it knocks you down. But if I
Gotcha.
play it slow-mo, you might be able to see. You see how you just land here? And like you're
Yeah, I could-
actionable here, you know?
There's still the like jab there or something, or gentleman or something.
Yeah, so I would probably either just grab immediately and like
Oh,
hope you...
okay. That enough time for that even?
Yeah, I mean he's still in lag here, right?
Okay.
And you can sometimes like outspace Shine as well. The other thing you could do is just dash away as well, if you didn't want to try that. But a lot of the time, if you grab early enough, you'll actually get there like before, you know, Fox tries to hit you, or you'll outspace it, like I said. Or yeah, if you dash away, then you can set up like an aerial, because he's probably going to Shine. And then after the Shine, like he's... Oh fuck, that's not what I meant. Screen marker. So after the, like, obviously when he's just on the ground like this, his threat bubble's like quite big, right? It's probably like this. Compared to like when he's just done a Shine, like he only has like full hopping out of it, so it's sort of like this, right?
Okay.
So it's very easy for you to just sort of like jump around that space, right? And then sort of attack from here, right? And you're outside of his range. That's if he does like a Shine here.
Could you like repeat all that real fast? Sorry.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just want to.
No problem. Yeah, so to recap, it's sort of like the dare doesn't knock you down. So if you jump into it, you're going to be able to act first.
Okay, so if I like up there or something like that.
Well, you have to do a grounded option is the thing.
Oh, okay.
Because you touch the ground, so you can either do like a grab immediately, or you could dash out of the way. The grab's more of a high risk, high reward. The dash away is more, you know, just sort of getting away from the situation.
Safe, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the follow up to that was just that usually Fox is gonna Shine after this drill because he wants to try and like drill Shine, you know, combo you, right?
Yeah.
And when he does that Shine, his range is a lot more limited because he has to jump out of the Shine, right? And so that'll give you time to sort of like outspace him, right?
Okay.
With like, you know, back air or like neutral air here. Which is sort of what this orange part was sort of describing. Let me know when you've got all that and we can carry on.
So that's the benefit of Nair, I guess, over Dare. As Fox is just you don't put Falcon in that or like characters in that situation, because like I've always kind of thought like why ever Nair when you just have drill? I don't know.
Yeah. So that's sort of the like a sort of the base mix up with Fox is like, so the Nair is really good if the opponent's airborne, and the drill's really good if they're on the ground.
Okay.
That changes a bit when you get to like a higher percent, because then the Nair's good when they're on the ground as well. But if it's a low percent, obviously you can crouch cancel it, right? So there's always a bit of a mix up there, just inherently, of like, are they going to drill or are they going to Nair? And you can sort of change, you know, do I play airborne or do I, you know, stick to the ground versus that?
Okay.
But the sort of the main takeaway to sort of think about with this is just that if he tried to full hop drill and you tried to short hop aerial, you should actually be winning this a lot of the time. It shouldn't end up in like you being in shield and then sort of stuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because all of this just comes from like you playing as if you're at a disadvantage. Right, and then you know you're stuck in shield here, and now suddenly like Fox can move way before you, right? Like he can get all his moves out before you. He's got more like range on the ground, right? And you're sort of stuck here. Like I thought the wave dash out was really good that you tried, but it's still, you know, like you didn't necessarily need to be in that spot in the first place, if you get me. This recovery was nice.
Yeah, I should do bagger grab.
Yeah.
I think it was nerves, I guess, too. It was
Yeah. Yeah, the back goes fine. I mean, for what it's worth, I don't know whether the grab would have hit either, just because he did this like really fast, like full
that
up
is
there
true.
after. So one thing to think about after the back air as well is it isn't. So sort of like the level 1 is you go for back air grab, and that forces them to sort of like throw out an option immediately, right? To sort of hit you before. So then you can start doing stuff like back air and then just like dash down some weight.
Okay.
Yeah, or you could throw out an aerial as well. That's another one. But yeah, essentially you need to think about, are they going to be ready to like throw out an attack before you can grab them.
Okay.
But I do think the grab's a good idea as like a baseline. Yeah. Okay. I thought this was fine. Probably want a short hop if possible, but didn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, I've been practicing the short hops through the platforms too.
Yeah.
I whiffed it there.
Yeah, it was hard. And then I thought this was a great idea. I think you just like didn't react properly when you did the wave dash. So I thought all this was great. Like you move away and then you dash away and you wave dash down. And then like the whole reason to do this wave dash down is so that if you see him like whiff something, then you can come back in with, you know, the grab or the aerial or whatever, right? But then again, it's sort of like on a different stage, that mistake wouldn't matter as much because you'd have a bit more room. But as soon as you make that one mistake and you like mess up here on accident, you're right in the corner, right? So that's the sort of the hard part with this stage. Okay, so the next one. So you end up on the platform. So this is fine. He does a wave dash in. So do you have any sort of ideas or like how you would play around Fox putting out an up tilt in this sort of zone?
I usually stomp.
Yeah.
I'll short hop stomp, and I'll try to like kind of get on the other side of them. But honestly, sometimes it just beats up tilt altogether.
Yeah,
It seems like it sometimes.
Yeah, I think the stomp's a good idea here. Another thing to consider is, what if you either waited up on the platform and then dropped down and then fell down with something? Or what if you, say, jumped off, like short hop, and then let him whiff, and then sort of played from there?
Okay.
I think they're
so
both
like
good as
kind of
well.
jump the center or short hop to center stage there.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I think that can be good. Or it's a bit risky sometimes, but you could also drop down to here, and then you could try and play from there as well. But yeah, no, I like the stomp idea as well. I just think it's good to have a few other options as well, because you might play someone that does this like wave dash in, and then they just go back this way and sort of like dash dance bait that stomp out, right? Or maybe they'll do like a full hop bear here instead. So just to give you a couple of other ideas of things
I'll
you can
say
do.
too, a lot of the times I like going, and like I know if the person reads it, they can, you know, full hop bear it. But like a lot of times I just like going top plat, and then baiting out people trying to like fight me there, and then I'll kind of like trap them on the top platform because I know they're gonna drop down with an aerial a lot of times, and I'll just kind of whiff punish the aerial.
Yeah, I think that can be good too. That was the next thing I was gonna say was like, you can just disengage up to here as well if you want, and it's pretty hard because, you know, you've got all these drifts you can do. Like you get to here and then you can go, you know, this way, or This way you could fall through if you want to. You could land on the platform. You know, you have like quite a few like places you can go.
Yeah. One of my like one of the people I play with the most like has caught on to that and will just full hop to the top platform and up smash his Fox. And I just get hit by it every time. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop.
yeah, but I mean that's good, right? If you're forcing him to do that from here, that gives you, you know, coming down here for free, right? Because he's giving the center to jump to the top.
Gotcha.
So no, that should be a good sign if he's, you know, having to literally jump to the top platform to, you know, call you out.
Hit those tags.
Yeah. I think there's another spot where you could maybe move a bit quicker as well. So like after you get shined here, you can move immediately, right?
I'm actionable. That's right.
And again, that little bit of a delay means it gives Fox enough time here to like keep up the pressure, right? Whereas like you should immediately be like dashing here, or like shield drop or something, right? Because it takes you a little bit. He's now in center, right? And it's going to be a lot harder for you.
All right. Ask: is there any secret trick to shield dropping? It's like I do struggle with it.
Do you do like
a lot, and I still can't get it consistently.
Do you do like the method where you like roll from forward to down forward, or do you do like straight down?
I've tried that. I kind of have. I don't know. I have the most success with the like kind of slowly down forward.
Yeah,
going down and forward. Yeah, like it. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I just can't hit it.
Yeah, well, that's pretty important. So I think let's talk about it. Okay, so let me put on. Where is it? Input display. So you're saying you do it this way, right? Where you go forward and then down? Well, that's how you tried to do it, at least.
I don't.
Or do you do it this way, where you go straight down?
I don't know if I can see the right screen for it. If you're sharing.
Hang on. Was that not? Try now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like,
do you
like down forward, not. Yeah, I know there's like a technique for like forward and then down slightly, but it's mostly like I find most success with like down forward. Yeah, kind of like that, or just slowly, but I don't know. Like,
okay, well,
I could just be wrong.
I'll tell you the way like most people set it up, at least. So the I'd say the hard part about shield dropping isn't the going from like here to down. I'd say the hard part is actually setting up pressing forward in the first place, right? Because if you just try to do it from standing,
you have to press forward.
Yeah, you have to go from forward and then to down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I did not know that.
Okay, that's probably pretty.
No one has told me that at all. So.
Yeah. So your two options are you either do forward and then down forward, or you can do down on the stick, which is a bit harder. Like I can barely do it, honestly. But that's another way.
That's the way I've been like practicing doing it for the longest time, and like it was so difficult for me.
Yeah. Okay, like, so I'll tell you the cheat way to do it then. So so like I say, you need to get your stick facing forward like this first of all. Okay. So the easiest way to go on.
I'm gonna boot up the game.
Yeah. In fact, if you want to share your screen, and I'll watch you do it, if you want.
Okay.
I've done this with a few people, so it's definitely worth it.
Alright. So you like dash stop, right?
Yeah. So dash stop.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to try it now, you'll probably get it. Honestly, if that's.
Yeah. Is my screen sharing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I think I got it now.
Okay, but yeah, you essentially do the dash shield stop and then hold forward as you're doing it.
Oh, oops. No, one of my friends who does not play Melee at all, he played Smash 4. He did play Melee like a long time ago, but he didn't get too much, and he still can't wave dash, but he can like shield drop super consistently. And I guess he couldn't explain it to me, I guess, at all either. So like,
yeah.
And then I've just asked around too, and no one. I didn't notice this.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna level up.
Forward shield and then press down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will practice that for sure later.
yeah, no, for sure. And I would just get really comfortable if you watch mine, like doing different lengths as well. So like a really long dash, really short dash, and also holding it for a bit and then going down. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both ways as well. I think if there's anything else you want to learn.
So shield stop and hold down. That's it.
Or, yeah, shield stop and roll down. That's literally it. I'll do it. I'll do it slowly, just to. So dash shield, and then I'm rolling down.
Okay. Kind of like 45 degrees.
Yeah, down to the notch.
Okay.
Essentially, and I mean that's what UCF does. Is it makes it a lot more consistent for all controllers.
Okay.
To like do this, because it used to be, it's actually funny. You used to have to like learn your controller, like where you had to angle it to do the shield drop, and now it's just you literally roll down on the stick and and you'll get it.
Okay.
And then
yeah. Okay.
And then once you've got that down, which I'm sure you'll practice a lot now, just make sure you're like fast falling out of it as well, because that's one that people don't do either. So you need to remember to like sort of flick down after.
Like, fast fall after.
Yeah, so you drop through and then you fast fall, essentially. But a lot of people won't do the fast fall, and it slows you down a lot, so...
Okay.
What
does it look like when you do the fast fall? Okay.
Well, I can barely even get up.
Yeah, that is very fast.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you do end up spot dodging when you do this, it usually means you're going too far down. Like if you see when I do it, it's because I'm going all the way to down on the stick. So just literally roll it along the gate, and I doubt you'll ever really like miss one.
Okay.
Unless your controller's like really fucked.
I have a fob, so.
No, you should be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, that's all I was doing, is I was like just rolling forward, and as soon as I hit shield, it's just rolling down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also in Uncle Punch, there's a shield drop trainer as well, I think.
Yeah, I was practicing that with like shield dropping the traditional way. So.
Shit.
And I'm like, holy cow! Like, I was practicing it for like hours too.
That's crazy. Let me try it. It's not very good with Falcon, but I'll try it with. Yeah, no. The other thing as well with shield dropping is you can do that input, like the forward down, during the hit lag of the move or the shield stun, and it'll buffer it.
Okay.
Obviously I don't know it for fucking Bowser, but
you put as soon as they hit you, you press forward. Is that what you mean? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you do like the roll from forward to down. If that makes sense. And yeah, that's sort of the timing for it. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll make a lot more sense now that you know like how it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Works. So.
That like I'm gonna take a few nights and just grind that out.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, I'm glad that's cleared up. I couldn't imagine playing without shield dropping. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, well, that's why I move around the platform so much.
Yeah, yeah, because you get stuck, right?
I'm like, I can't go down.
Yeah, it's like
unless I'm committing. Yeah.
Oh, just on the topic of that bear thing as well. So this is another one where it comes up why you might want to like dash dance is if they do a roll in like this, right?
Okay.
Okay. fine. Yeah, so that's an example of that, like, shine thing also there. So if you watch when he shines on the ground, so he just rolls shine, and you dash away from him, and now he's forced to jump, right? So his range is only like this.
Okay.
Whereas, like, you can sort of jump anywhere you want. So I think you actually jumped a bit too far away. Probably because you were thinking, like, oh, he can go all this way, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, he can wave.
He's gonna wave shine my way, or like...
Yeah. And I mean, he could, but a lot of the time foxes want to like full hop here just to sort of like get over you, and because he knows that how do I word this? Like, a more aware player will know that like the shine isn't going to hit there, and so they need to do something else, right?
Okay.
And even if they do wave shine, they don't have a hitbox out, right? Because they have to do the wave shine and then, you know, something else.
Gotcha.
So that's a factor too. And then I think you getting Ned here and not CCing it was a pretty big sort of what's the word? Like misplay, I guess would just be how I'd put it. I think you could have definitely like done this dash forward and then just like held down on the stick, on the control stick even, not even the yellow stick, just the control stick, and you would have gotten an ASDI down, and then been able to like grab him. Because a lot of the time you can see him jumping at you, and sort of like you know you're gonna get hit. So it's just the same as like putting your shield up, really, except you're just doing like a down input on the stick instead.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely do that later, but
yeah, no, that's good then.
Flustered.
Yeah, it's just something that like obviously you didn't expect him to narrate you here, or else you wouldn't have dashed into it, right?
Yeah.
But it's sort of like if you do notice that's what's happening, you need to have that like backup plan, you know.
Just okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that was just all kind of weird. I think with better DI on this back air, you could have maybe made it so that you could threaten like air dodging on stage. Like if you got like this DI and then maybe like ASDI on the stick or something, because you're in Falcon's up B anyway, so it's like you can't really do much, right? Okay. So you may as well DI with like both sticks, and just try to get to a point where you can do like an air dodge on stage, or at least close, because that makes it a lot more tricky. Like it gives Fox one more thing to think about, right? And even if you'd have gone like here from the bear instead of up here, that could have been enough, right? Because when you do the air dodge, he also has to think about like, are you going to do the air dodge first of all, and secondly, are you going to go on stage? Are you going to go up? How are you going to drift? Are you going to fast fall? Are you not going to fast fall? You know, there's a lot of ways like you can sort of trick Fox there, and that's sort of like the only thing you have at this point, right? Because you're up being without a jump off stage.
that is good to know, because a lot of the times I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm dead. So.
Yeah, no, you should definitely like try and get as close as possible and threaten that air dodge. And then another little trick you can do here is a lot of Falcons will up B immediately here. And so what a lot of Foxes do is they just sort of autopilot, just jump out and cover as if you're doing an instant up B. So what you can do is just like fall a little bit first. Like you could do a fast fall out of your hit stun and go down to say like here, and then that can throw off their timing a little bit. Again, it's a bit of a gimmick in some ways, but again, a lot of people will just like jump out immediately.
Like anything to get back on stage.
Yeah.
With that, so.
Yeah, and it's all these little tricks about like where you space the up B and like how you fall with it and all these sorts of things that help you get back. Let's watch this one.
Pretty clean air scorch going on right now. Pretty clean air scorch going on right now. There's some shine spike.
So I thought the now was fine. I'd say a few things to think about if you do find he's doing this running shine a lot is obviously like the Lord Stomp that we talked about, but also just doing just like run up grab and hitting him before he like gets all the way over here with his shine can be useful as well. Again, one of the downsides of Yoshi's is that if you do get a grab over here, a lot of the time they can just DI and fall off the stage, right?
Yeah,
so that's one of the struggles as well. But that's something to keep in mind. Also, just those walling back airs you were doing are pretty good as well. But again, like if he shines you out of the air here, it's not even that bad for you, right? Because you can just move after. So I think that's a really important thing. Is like a lot of these hits that Fox is getting that should lead to like not very much, or at least a mix-up, seem to be leading to like you getting opened up quite hard, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'd say really focus on like sort of the defense off some of these hits, you know, like the drills, you know, him shining you out of the air, CCing the nairs, like all those sorts of things. With this one, I think he just sort of called you out here with the sub smash. So it can just be as simple sometimes as just like waiting that little bit longer here after you get shined like that.
Just make sure I'm moving though.
Yeah. Just like stay mobile. You know, it could even be, you know, you jump up here, for example. Because yeah, I feel like at least Gooms is good enough that like he's not just gonna let you like nair in these spots for free a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then again, I think this is another one where you sort of get like half opened up by Fox. It isn't like a really good opening for him, but then because you know he doesn't get it like a clean up smash, right? But then you sort of end up in a scrap, and then he gets an up tilt, right? But you know, again, what if you just like landed, dashed away, and then he's whiffing this up tilt next to you, right? You know, you can come in with a grab, you can try and like read a spot dodge or a shine with an aerial or something. You can try and read a dash back, you know. I think it opens up a lot of things. If you just stay a bit more patient in some of these spots where you're at a bit of a disadvantage, but not like, you know, you're getting hit for sure, if that makes sense. Nice. Yeah, I think just so this is I like the jabs here that you got, and then you got him in shield, and I think again just like sort of waiting a bit longer sometimes and giving yourself an opportunity to like see what he does. I wouldn't say it's hard to say if you're like panicking, but it's more like you're picking so many options that like you're not giving yourself the chance to see what he's doing, right? Like if you just waited here, for example, like he was stuck in shield, or like he was jabbing, you know, and then shielding, and you know he's kind of stuck, right? And again, that's sort of what you need as Falcon is those little that time to sort of set up, right? Because Fox is faster than you, so he's gonna beat you if you sort of both try to attack at the same time up close. But if you have that extra bit of head start on him, then it makes some of these situations a lot easier for you. I'm trying to think if up throw is the right throw here. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I don't mean Falcon, but it feels like you probably want to F throw or down throw here. I could be wrong, just because of like the angle it's sent at.
Well, with his DI, he would have gone like. He would have gone like. It would have been best to F throw, I think.
Yeah. I think the up throw is good once they reach the percent where you can do like up throw weak knee, or like up throw up air and stuff. Yeah, I think I usually see the Falcons like forward throw here, and then that was just unfortunate.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I guess net play conditioned me a bit because people always hold in on up throw there.
Yeah,
so,
I get you.
He would have landed on the platform and some sort of tech chase.
Yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, I definitely need to just forward throw in general as a better habit there. Even if they hold in.
Yeah. Nice shield.
Yeah, that was a bad side B.
Yeah, the side B wasn't that great, but I liked the defense after. So, again, you do the shield, which is great. And then you jump out of shield, and again, you can see how like you get shined, and then you can instantly move, right? Which is good. And then again, on this Nair that he does, I think... So there's sort of like two decision points, I guess, is how I'd put it. So there's like once you get to here where like he's already above you and you don't have time to like get a move out. And that's where you want to either shield or roll or try and crouch would be like the three things Falcon can do there really. Or if you can like read the full hop early enough, then you can like put out like a short hop up air here and cover this sort of space.
Okay.
But again, that requires a bit more of a read. You can't really see Fox full hop into you and then just do it.
Yeah.
A lot of the time anyway. And again, because it's Yoshi's, you can't just dash back this way, right? Because you don't really have the space.
Yeah, I did it a few times and I ended up off stage.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So one thing you might have to do more on Yoshi's is actually dash this way, right? Because he's trying to hit you back here. And so you can sort of like take that space from him. But obviously it's a lot more risky, right? Because what if he just, fades back or like stays in center? So yeah, I think you have to play the stage a bit differently than like other stages. But yeah, it's just sort of like if you let Fox sort of like smother you with all of these sorts of just like approaches, him shining you out of the air and nothing happens, and then he gets full hop and nothing happens. It gets quite difficult. And the risk reward just becomes really skewed, I feel like. Nice. That was really good. I like the respawn. Yeah, it's the same again. I mean, he seems pretty aware to like throw a move out on the back air. But I could see how someone like, STJ or None would like back air and then just like, I don't know, like knee the up tilt or stomp the up tilt or something. Or like dash and scrab it. Yep, so just dead there. Alright, let's watch different stages then. There's a bit more room. See what happens. Okay. So do you know about teching this combo when they do wave shine up smash?
Or like ASDI teching?
Yeah.
Up smash. I do. I do. I've done it before and I've done it a few times, but I guess not here.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it was just if you didn't know, then I would explain it. But it sounds like you know about it, so I won't. Yeah, I'll just leave it. It was just to say there was an opportunity there to do it, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
insane out there. Good bait on him. Crazy power shield.
I think what you could start doing as well, because it feels like he's really respecting these like Nez you're doing, is just doing like a dash short hop without the aerial. So like here, for example, you can do it. And then if you get him to whiff something, or it could get him to do this drill, but then you're like more actionable, so you can get out another aerial or something like that. I think that can be really good.
Ooh, that was insane out there. Good bait on it.
And a lot of the time he's doing the shield as well, right? So if you can do that just empty jump, then you can set up like a tomahawk. Yeah, right.
Crazy power shield. That's not epic. Yeah, it was insane out there. Good bait on him. Ooh, that was insane out there. Good bait on it.
I think you wanted to start Europe in a slightly different position here.
Where? Stall it?
Yeah. Start it, sorry. So I think you probably want to start like... Yeah, I want to say. Let me see where you actually end up doing it. Yeah. Because then you get the opportunity to like edge cancel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have edge cancel as well as like, you know, falling through here, landing on the platform.
I do want to say that's what I was going for, but because I do try to go for it, but I guess is that like the specific height right there for it?
I mean that's just what my sort of like intuition's telling me of where you want to space it. And where I feel like I usually see people space it. But I think you had the right idea. You were just a bit too far like horizontally away.
I know you tried to say you said I think the last time to try to do it as high as I possibly can, or my uppy. That way I have the most mixed up spec on stage.
Yeah. So that's the first part. But if you watch this quickly, you'll see that when you try to go for it, you're like this sort of distance away, right?
Gotcha.
From like reaching it. So if we go back to where I sort of pointed to before, it's probably around this distance away. And obviously you can't just move horizontally, like you have to fall as well. Right? Roughly. You probably want to be here, actually. Yeah, the height is just because you get more drift, right? And with more drift, you have more ways to edge cancel and recover. But you also need to start it in the right place to be able to get that, right? Like horizontally as well, not just vertically.
Okay.
But it seemed like you had the right idea. I also think you fast fell this, which made it a bit weird.
Not just vertically. Okay.
Yeah, so then the other part as well that helps is... So I think with this one, I think you actually could have got it. But you started fast falling here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, you know, if you didn't fast fall at all, you know, maybe you end up going like this and you overshoot it, right? But if you sort of wait until you get to, like, here... and then do the fast fall, right? Because that's going to sort of cut off your horizontal a bit.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
Yeah, so you can sort of use your fast fall to manipulate like how far you're going to drift one way or the other.
Okay.
And similarly, you can do that when you're setting up the up B initially as well. To sort of position it exactly how you want to. So like you could double jump here. And then, like, fast fall down to here if you wanted to, for example.
Oh, okay.
Instead of just, you know, always just, you know, falling like this, right? With the no fast fall. So that can be useful sometimes, like, you know, say you were, like, here instead, for example, and you wanted to get again to, like, down here. You know, you can just fast fall down there, right? And then start the up B. Just have a look at the respawn quickly. Hmm. Yeah, again, I think if you want to call this out, just start grabbing that space between you, like sort of preemptively. But here, essentially, you sort of have to guess if he's going to like continue going this way or if he's going to like stay backwards, if he's going to jump. But I'd say grabbing this sort of area is pretty good because it covers the shield as well, right? If he does like run up shield. Mm-hmm. I also think stomp here can be decent just because A, it leads to more than back air, and B, it covers like a wider area underneath you, right, compared to the back air. So if you time it at the right time, then it'll catch him like moving under and past you, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Nice. Ooh.
That's kind of mix up I've been doing is like catching people in the air with up air and then trying
to
land
I think that was good.
Another up air to grab.
Yeah, I think that was good. I actually think you had it, you just did the up air like barely too late. Because I don't think the move actually comes out. Oh wait, no, it does. I think you were just like a bit... I think you did it too fast then, is what happened. But I like the idea. Yeah, like you said before, like hitting that tech's pretty important there as well. On the up smash.
Yeah.
It's a hard one because you've like just L cancelled, so it can sort of like take you by surprise sometimes. That you have to press the trigger again like so soon. I really like this double jump fast fall. This is really nice.
Trying to go to ledge, but
really?
On stage is not too bad either.
Yeah, no, I thought this was really good. Like I think if you plan to do this and like drift around the bear, then you could have actually like grabbed him here after you landed. Mm-hmm. So that can be one thing as well, is when you're doing these sorts of like tricky plays to trying to get out of these situations, like you want to just sort of like obviously know
on it or something.
Yeah, like now you know it's a thing. Like I would just believe you sort of guessed right, because otherwise you wouldn't do it in the first place, right? If you if you thought they'd cover it.
Okay.
Whereas because you like sort of fall to the ground and then shield and then roll, it sort of keeps you in a bad spot, right? Mm-hmm. But I do like the idea to drift to the ledge as well. I thought that was nice as well. But I guess this is just another example of like, you know, all these little drift and fast fall and timing mix-ups you can do to make it a bit trickier,
yeah, usually
right?
In that kind of situation, I'll try to like get to ledge and like invincible knee, like if they land on the ground or something.
Nice.
But even then, I think that grab would have been better too, right there.
Yeah, I mean it was really close. Like, you know, if you miss space that even a tiny bit, you're getting bad, you know. But
yeah.
But again, this is another one where like, in terms of like drifts and stuff, like Fox has to worry about you doing this drift, and this drift, and this drift, and like whether you fast fall or not, you know, whether you air dodge. You know, there's like quite a few things there, right?
Gotcha.
So I think just keeping that in mind when you're sort of in a tricky spot. Okay.
I finally start playing the game a bit, the second game, but it's way too late.
Yeah, this is good. I think one thing that's really good useful to get good at from ledge is just wave landing down as well.
Oh, okay.
So the reason for that is if you like think about where Fox's positioned right at the moment, like he's scared of you doing like a ledge hop into like a knee or a nair or something, right?
Yeah.
So he's scared of this space, so he wants to be back here. And so if you land all the way over here, like there's no way he's gonna run through this like giant death zone of getting nailed, right?
No. I make sure people know to respect that area too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like,
so you can get some
do
freebies.
Not try aerialing around there.
Yeah. So you can get some freebies on stage if you sort of abuse that. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. And then again, if they tried to punish that, right, then they're risking getting hit by those ledge hop aerials, or maybe like a hack stash double jump on stage.
I'm not that good yet, but
well, now you can shield drop. You're a changed man, so
yeah,
I'm sure you can figure it out.
I feel like I can finally hide to everyone else that I don't know how to shield grab, because you're probably one of the few people I've ever told that to.
Wow.
So.
Okay. I think if you want to get a bit tricky when you're underneath people on platforms as well, doing like either an instant double jump nair, so you like short up and then double jump up here and then throw out the nair, or you can do like short hop double jump waveland, or you could like jump up.
Are you specifically talking to pressure shield there?
Yeah, because you know he's gonna shield because he's
I didn't do it this set, and like I've been mad because I've been grinding it, because like I watch anime while I grind, so like I've been watching like this whole series grinding short hop aerials under plat. That's why I like the stage so much, because I can just short hop knee here, and like hit their shields and like be completely safe after that. But like I don't know.
yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, it's just the sort of thing that you need to be on that extra level to beat these sorts of players, right? Like you can't just get away. Well, not get away with it, but you know, you can't just do like the standard, like sort of up air chains.
Gotcha.
I think you can forward smash on this DI, right? On the up throw.
Oh, just like up throw right there.
Up throw F smash, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you might be.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. Probably.
I know you can at some percent. Yeah.
Like right there, probably too. For
yeah.
Sure, but
nice. Ooh, I think this is quite big here. Just making sure you DI the right way on the up air. So the big thing here. Yeah. So so the up air is sort of like let me just get the angle up really quick, so I'm not telling you lies. But or to back me up, I guess. Up 2 0. Yes, the angle is 85, so it's not exactly like Falco Shine, but it doesn't send straight up, right? So, if I put this to Falcon quickly, you can still see.
This is Fox up air, or
yeah, this is Fox up air.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is my DI over here, and you can see that one way goes further than the other, right?
Gotcha.
So one's full DI left, one's full DI right. Just because it doesn't send straight up. And so you want to check which side the move is hitting you on. So with this one, the second hit is hitting you on the left side.
And what makes it be? I guess what means it's hitting it on the left side, or what indicates that?
It's just the position of you, like, so the position of your character relative to the hitbox. So the hitbox is like this, and so you're on the right side of it. Or
Gotcha.
well, it depends which character you're talking about, right? Like, it's either on Fox is hitting you on the left, or you're on the right of Fox. Like, it's sort of interchangeable. And so you want to be DIing this way here, because that'll send you further away. Whereas I think you end up just going like the
straight
other way.
Up.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad in the end.
Straight up. So.
Yeah, but it's just it's important because also people will like cross up with the up air as well once you get to like a higher level. Similar to what people do with Falco Shine as well.
Okay.
To mix up your DI, so just something to be aware of. But this wasn't actually that bad because you take 2 up airs, but then you're in the middle of the stage, so he can't really do much after it, which is fine. Nice. Again, this is another one where like I think you sort of need to just believe that you've tricked him. So like you fall down here, and you fast fall. He overcommits, right? Because he goes for this nair. So then that's your moment to try and like dash out of the way or get out of this scary spot, right? But if you wait to see if he actually like took the bait and went up there or not, it's too late at that point, right?
Gotcha.
So you just got to sort of like believe in these spots.
Okay.
Because yeah, like both of those like little fast fall like sort of things have worked both times, right? So,
but I'm not letting him work, I guess.
Yep, nice. Got the grab this time.
And yeah, he is really respecting those nairs.
Yeah. I mean, if he's willing to like roar up smash in neutral, then like he's definitely thinking about it. Again, I like the idea with the bear. I think it's just the execution on it was maybe a little bit off. So I think on this one you wanted to like jump this way and then stop drifting, right? Because you want your bear hitbox to sort of like outspace his up tilt, right? Like if you think his up tilt's like this. So you want to be like back here where the pink bit is. Whereas I think you continued to sort of like hold in after you did the backflip, and so that made you sort of like drift too far. Does that make sense? Or yeah, cool. Nice. I also think a random thing that can be good sometimes as well. Because this person's pretty willing to up tilt in spots like this. Can just be to run up shield, because if you get deep enough into them with shield, you can grab the up tilt. And obviously you don't have like what's it called? You can't really crouch cancel this percent, right? On up tilt because it'll knock you down. But that can be something good here to do as well. Because you can see you like try to stomp it and then the up tilt just beats it anyway because it's fucks up tilt. But yeah, so that can be a way to punish it as well. I'm not saying you should do that every time, but it's just sort of like something to have available to you, Nice TI there. Nice. Oh, okay. Is it best of 5?
Yes.
3. Yeah, okay, cool.
Finally noticed way too late how much he was dash backing.
Yeah, no, he definitely is doing that a lot. But then he's throwing in those up tilts to make it hard for you to sort of like call that out as well, to be fair. I also think in a lot of these defensive spots, like I think you could get away with rolling a bit more. I know it's one of those things where it sounds like a bit like scrubby, right? And people always say you shouldn't roll, but a lot of the times
I don't roll enough.
Yeah. Like look how well it works here, right? Like you just roll out of the pressure, get to dash away, and you're all good. And usually it's sort of like Fox has times pressure you in the first instance, like before the roll, like here. But then on the second one, he doesn't have time anymore, right? Because he just whiffed that up tilt whilst you were rolling. So yeah, definitely consider that in a lot of these spots, especially on like Yoshi's Fountain as well, because you need to sort of like create that space and time for yourself. And also the other effect of it is like once he starts respecting your rolls, he has to like take his foot off the gas a bit, right? Because he has to sort of like wait it out. He has to space a bit further, and then that gives you time to do the other stuff, right? Like wave dash out of shield, and then airs out of shield, and full up to platform, and all those things, right? So it works both ways.
Gotcha. Is it even worth spot dodging as Falcon?
There's not many instances, I gotta admit.
Okay. Like, what do you think the first thing I should try to do after teching is? Generally, I guess.
So, like here. Again, it just sort of depends on like how you think they'll pressure you after the tech. So, I'd say the first thing is like if you think.
If I think they're gonna grab me, I should say.
Okay.
I should specify.
Roll or side B, is what I would say. You could maybe jab as well, but it's kind of gimmicky because people can hold down when they grab. But roll and side B are your fastest options, especially side B because it pulls you back, right? So then you can avoid the grab sometimes. And then again, like if they want to play around those things, it gives you leverage to like do other stuff, right? Like maybe dash away, or maybe hold your shield, right, or something like that. I think also what might help in the neutral as well is just like dash dancing a bit closer sometimes, depending on how you think your whiff is moved. So like this guy's been doing a lot of like undershooting after the shine. So like if you watch this one, he does running shine, jump, and then pull back with the nair, right? And then on this one, he does running shine, pull back with the drill, right? And so you need to sort of like space a bit closer to be able to punish that, right? Because instead of landing like here, he's landing all the way back here, right? So you need to close that gap if you want to try and punish it.
Okay.
Again, obviously that leaves you open to like if he does just go the full length, right?
Yeah.
But it's a risk you like have to take sometimes,
Yeah.
And especially if you pick up on that.
Player, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, and especially if you pick up on that, because there's not many people who will actually like consciously mix up between undershooting and overshooting out of a running shine. It's just not something that people really focus on. But if you can pick up that one habit of somebody's, like that can be massive, right?
Yeah.
Again, like he does a drill and then he undershoots. Yeah. So a lot of the time, it's like not even about like the first thing they whiff; it's about what they do after it, right? And that's where people's habits really come out, because they have like very nuanced and like detailed sort of game plans on what they're gonna do. But then once you get them to sort of like whiff or make them feel a bit uncomfortable, that's when the panic stuff comes out, right? Or like more of the habits.
I love that F tilt. It's so funny to me, but I know I didn't kill there, but
yeah.
I was expecting the DI away because most people DI away there.
Yeah.
So
that's unfortunate. I'll just assume you know what you were meant to do there. Yeah, so this is what I was saying about people just sort of like autopilot jumping out. Like, watch when, like, if you watch Fox, like, watch when he jumps out on this second up B. Like, he's jumping before you've even up B'd, right?
He just knows I'm gonna be up B'ing.
Yeah, so if you even fast forward and do it down here and then delay, that's throwing his whole timing off, right? Because he has to jump up and then he has to fall down, and he's like, well, shit, how do I, cover Falcon now? Because he can go like this, or he can, try and go on stage. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of like messed up his flowchart or his like comfort of like, I'm going to jump out and then I'm going to double jump and hit him up here, right? So again, just those little things to like, to sort of throw him off. Because he didn't like react to when you did the up B and then did his jump. He just sort of jumped immediately because he just assumed you'd up B immediately,
Yeah.
Again, this is another one where you can maybe look for a tomahawk. Anytime you've sort of got Fox to whiff and you jump, I just feel like there's usually a massive threat on your end of like you doing an aerial, right? So then that's when they usually work the best. Yeah, this is pretty similar to before, where you just want to either like jump under, sort of like run under or run further back from Fox, or you want to put out like an up air to contest him, or you can try and like CC or shield. Foxes tend to do this now when you're in the corner though, just specifically because you can't like dash back to here, right, and get out of the way. Like that's why they don't really do it in the middle of the stage.
Okay.
But yeah, that can be just something to keep in mind is, try and either throw out and move out preemptively to stuff it or sort of like run under or just wait for it and shield.
I do like the idea of running under.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's good. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you even do it here on the respawn, right? Like, obviously it's a bit different because he's invincible, but it's the same sort of like principle.
Mm-hmm.
This is another use of like run up shield as well. It's just coming up in a moment because Fox wants to do the net early to try and stuff your net, right? But if you shield, then he's doing a rising aerial on your shield, right? And then you can get a grab. Because if he hits your shield high, then you can shield grab it a lot easier than if he like does it low. Did you say something about being uncomfortable with shield grabbing? Sorry, I didn't quite hear last time.
Uncomfortable with it? I mean,
yeah.
I do it a little too much.
Okay, fair.
If that's what you're referring to, but
yeah, okay, no, that's fine then.
I definitely I played Ultimate.
yeah, okay.
And Smash 4.
Definitely Smash 4.
Very much a shield grabber. So.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's just one of the tricks you can do to sort of like get those setups for it.
Okay.
It's just the run up shield. Similarly on this bear as well. I think
you think running up shield would have stuck with me, but
yeah, especially as a Smash 4 player.
I stopped playing that game.
Yeah. Nice roll. Yeah, so this isn't. I think this is one with the roll as well, where like you roll out, which is great, and then you got to be ready to like you're not out of the woods yet. You sort of need to play the next mix up, and a lot of people try to just catch the roll anyway with something, even when they don't have time to. So like this dash attack here, right? You can see that you started to dash. So again, if you'd have just like held shield or something, you could have maybe got a shield grab, right? So just being aware of that as well after you roll.
Okay, so that wasn't like that wasn't true tech chase?
No. So like, yeah, so if we watch it again, so he does a rising aerial as you roll, and if somebody's in lag as you're rolling, they usually can't like true punish the lag of this roll. And if we slow-mo this, you try to dash. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. And so the dash attack he does will cover the dash, right? But you know, if you held shield, for example, or if you were low percent, maybe crouch cancelled. You know, this is actually a mix-up rather than like Fox just getting to hit you. And those sorts of openings are really, really small, but they're like really, really important, right? Nice.
Yeah, I suck at catching taking place.
Yeah, that one was hard because you up through at like 0, and I think that makes it really hard here. Yeah. I don't even know if it's possible at 0.
I was kind of trying to get him on platform, but I never.
No, you need a bit more percent for that.
Oh wait, he's at 0.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, just in general, I do suck at catching taking place. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Flop in the corner again.
2 weeks from now, you're gonna shield drop a pair to punish this. I can sense it right here.
Yeah, now you can notice how much I don't.
Yeah. There's like it makes a lot of sense, like your movements now on the platforms. Fine. Ooh. Yeah, we got caught again there, just landing. Yeah, like this is perfect, right? It's like so he tries to go for the grab on the tag chase. He's a little bit slow. And you do that side B, right? Pulls you out of the way. And then you're just a bit slow on the tech chase. You get out, which is great, and then I think you just missed your dash when you landed.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, cool. No, I think there's quite a lot there, honestly. So that was pretty productive.
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted me to like expand on from like the notes you made, or is that all good with you?
I think that's all I'm going to be able to intake for today.
That's fair enough.
Sit on it for a minute.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, obviously, watch a load of the top Falcons. I think I said a little bit last time about like watching how they recover, but I think really looking for that like how they position it like horizontally, and how they get to that position as well, right, with their drift and their fast fall and all of those things. Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
It was great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. And get practicing those shield drops.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I got 40 episodes left of my anime, so.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See you in a bit, man.